Yo guys, if you haven't already, make sure to get a free copy of my book, Nut, Efficient Dating for Men, so you can learn how to bust a nut whenever you want. And then with further ado, enjoy the video. Just because you get rejected doesn't mean it's an actual rejection. Usually rejection is a mismatch of communication, a mismatch of logistics, comfort, or intent. Okay? Now, what does that actually mean? That means getting rejected is pretty much the girl wasn't comfortable enough with you, number one. Or you showed your intent too early or too late. Okay, so you didn't clarify like feelings at the right time. You didn't tell her, hey, I like you. Then the last kind of reason you get rejected is logistics. Like, girl's in a rush, has a boyfriend, she's married, she's a lesbian. And actually, even those reasons can be broken. You know what I mean? Like, those aren't rules. They're just kind of things that happen that could lead to that rejection. Okay? That being said, those are usually the big things. It's comfort, logistics, or your intent. Right? And those are a mismatch of communication, right? Or you actually have, we call the pillars of communication. We talked about this in a few videos, where you have your body language, your facial expressions, your voice. You actually reject yourself. A lot of guys don't realize this, but when you walk up to a girl, maybe you're not in the mood. Maybe it's too fucking hot out and you're fucking sweating, right? Maybe you're just not feeling like approaching girls that day. So you're half-assing it. So you're walking up to a girl, but you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? And you walk away. Right? It's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're not entirely trying, right? And that's actually the main reason a lot of guys reject themselves. They're not getting rejected by the girl. They're actually rejecting themselves. So, gentlemen, there are 5 things you can do right now that actually allow you to have more real, authentic interactions and lower the amounts of rejections that you actually see throughout your game, throughout your life, while you're going out. So one thing is a lot of guys are rejecting themselves because they're not even approaching the women, okay? They're not going up to women and approaching women, okay? Because they have a high degree of approach anxiety. Approach anxiety isn't even a thing. It doesn't even need to exist. And a lot of guys make it a bigger issue than it has to be. So play the 30-second game. The 30-second game is going out into a crowded environment and mass approaching people. Okay, so you're in a crowded daytime environment and you're just going to be walking around approaching people until you do an interaction. And if you don't do an interaction in 30 seconds, you make yourself do push-ups. That means every single 30 seconds, you do an approach, okay? You don't miss the 30 seconds. If it's like, let's say the timer's counting down, there's 30 seconds, and if you don't do that approach in 30 seconds, you have to punish yourself. Maybe your friend who's out with you can punch you. Maybe you end up doing push-ups, but you got to do an approach in 30 seconds, okay? By the time you've done 5, 10 approaches in that short period of time, you won't have approach anxiety anymore. Another thing you can do is the 100 set challenge. You go out for a day and you approach 100 girls in that day. Now, make sure you're only doing this in a big city. If you're in a small town or something, it's not going to work. It's going to be really fucking awkward. And you just approach 100 women. Approach 100 girls, okay? That means all your interactions are going to be very, you're going to be going for it. And you won't really have real long interactions, but you will have 100 interactions. And you'll have 100 new reference points, reference experiences. So you won't be scared to get new ones because now you know if you approach 100 girls, you can approach another one. If you're going to try the 100 set challenge, you should make sure you have a full day because it'll take you about like 8 to 12 hours. On top of that, make sure each interaction is no longer than like 2 minutes, and you'll just be running around approaching women all day until you actually approach that 100 target, okay? So make sure you're probably in a more crowded area in the city because, you're going to get recognized. It's going to kind of draw some attention to you. So make sure you're actually in a position where you can approach 100 women, okay? And this is more for newbies who want to completely crush and get rid of any degree of approach anxiety that they would have. Now, for the advanced guys who can already approach 100 women a day, or who are approaching dozens of women a day, you're going to do the maximum 5-set challenge every single day. So that means if you are the guy who's approaching like dozens and dozens of women, and whenever you see a girl, you're running after and approaching her, probably what's happening is you're not actually allowing for a more authentic interaction. It's probably just you're coming out very canned, just running around approaching women. So what you can do is maximum 5 interactions a day. You're not allowed more than 5 approaches a day. So this will take you, if you're more the intermediate type of dude, from approaching 100 girls a day, and maybe you get like 1 girl a week, to you're only allowed maximum 3 to 5 approaches a day, and that means every single interaction you have, you'll commit to it fully. So even if you do 1 approach, that might be a 1-hour interaction. You do 3 or 5 of those a day, and you're doing a couple hours a game a day, but every single interaction you had is so solid and so committed to that you're not going to let the girl reject you. You're going to keep in there. You're going to stay in there and until you find some common ground, and you just keep talking, vibing until it goes somewhere, okay? And by doing maximum 5 interactions a day, every single interaction you do, you're completely committed to, and it's much more authentic. This will drastically lower the amount of girls who reject you or girls who flake. Now, a very, very big one is you want to remember to reapproach, okay? And this goes hand in hand with having those longer interactions, right? The reapproach, also known as the 4 times rule, okay? So when you're opening a girl, let's say you're in the bar, you approach a girl, she doesn't seem entirely interested in talking to you. She's like, yeah, whatever, okay, right? Those type of bitchy girls, okay? Right? She doesn't seem entirely interested in talking to you. So what you actually do is you do a reapproach. You get it from another angle. Hope that makes sense. So you're trying from multiple different angles. So if you approach her and you're like, hey, how's it going? And she ignores you, you stay in there, okay? The 4 times rule. You try again. Be like, sorry, I hope I wasn't trying to bother you, or hope you're not feeling uncomfortable. And then you let her know why you're talking to her. I just really thought you seemed interesting and wanted to have a conversation with you, okay? So you're trying from different angles, okay? You're trying to approach her from different angles. Now, when you're there talking with her, flirting with her, and you want to grab a drink with her, or, I don't know, try to pull for the instant date, okay? And she's available, she has time, then you try the 4 times rule again. Hey, let's go get a drink. And if she's not down, you know what? Empathetically, you can back off, tell her, hey, okay, I understand. Yeah, I'm a random guy. But what you can do, again, is try from another angle. But listen, there's this really cool fucking drink they're serving tonight. We got to go try this. It's going to be amazing, right? The whole thing is being persistent, but being empathetically persistent. Hope that makes sense. Making sure she's comfortable so that you can keep trying, okay? And let's say it's day game and you're out in the mall. You see a girl. She's not really doing anything. She's shopping. And, she doesn't seem entirely interested in hanging out with you in that moment. Talk to her again for a few moments. Get to know her a little bit deeper. Hook the interaction a little bit more. If she's still there, keep trying. Okay? Then you try again. Now, by the time you've made it to 4 times, 4 attempts, if she hasn't shown some compliance, you know what? Not much you can do there. Okay? But the thing is, usually by 4 times, I would say 90% of the girls, if they're still there talking to you, they haven't made an excuse to leave, 90% of the women, after 4 attempts, they're just going to go for it. They'll be like, okay, you know what? I'll grab a coffee with this guy. I'll grab a drink with this guy. I'll go for a little 2-minute walk to see this cool thing he wanted to show me, okay? And from there, you can push the interaction more forward. And it works all the way up to pulling, you want to bring the girl home and you're like, hey, after party. She's not down, but come on, seriously, we've got this amazing bottle of tequila. It's going to be amazing. She's still not down. Find another reason to put the 4 times rule in there. So remember the 4 times rule. Everything you're doing, you want to hit it from 4 different angles, okay? So if you're trying to pull, it could be after party. It could be like, oh my God, the drinks at the after party, the people at the after party. The after party's amazing, right? If it's like, let's get some coffee. Oh my God, Starbucks has this new Frappuccino. It's so amazing. It's right over there, okay? Man, seriously, you're going to really miss out if you don't try this Frappuccino. I totally understand you're busy. I know you're doing your thing. You seem really interesting. I really like your vibe. I'd love to grab a coffee with you. Let's try this Frappuccino. Okay, so in these little types of me saying this right now, you can see I'm actually hitting it from 4 different angles, and probably even more. Okay, so try from those 4 different angles. If she's not down, not much you can do. The thing is, you want to give it time. You're not trying 4 times all at once. Maybe over the entire interaction, you're trying 4 times. Take your time. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about to drastically lower the amount of flakes or rejections that you might experience, develop a cool lifestyle. Develop an amazing lifestyle. And then the cool thing is being a club promoter for 4 years in an amazing North American city, where I ended up working my way up to being one of the top promoters and also working at the #1 rated club in Canada. I was able to actually use that as like my little bounce back. So if a girl doesn't seem interested in hanging out, I can be like, oh no, listen, I'm just a club promoter. I would love to invite you guys out. Now the cool thing is a lot of the girls who wouldn't otherwise be down to hang out are now down to hang out because you're offering a massive amount of value, saying, hey, come party with me and my friends. My friends are kind of famous. Get VIP access to the best club in Canada, free drinks, we'll party all night, pre-party at my condo. Now you're offering all this fucking awesome stuff because you've developed an awesome lifestyle, okay? On top of that, you gotta dress the part. Fashion, really important. Fashion is so fucking underrated. Most guys go out and they dress like fucking retards, okay? Don't do that. Dress well, dress the part, dress the image you're trying to be, dress the person you're trying to be, okay? Now, think about, like, I don't know, your favorite celebrity. I like The Weeknd, guys. Like, I love his music. I love the vibe, you know, that kind of sexual, like, kind of music. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit, okay? So think about how, I don't know, The Weeknd or whoever the fuck you're, a celebrity or someone you look up to. Think about how this person would dress, act, behave, and then play that role until you become that person. And then develop a cool lifestyle around it. So it could be working in the clubs, it could be having cool hobbies, it could be just some kind of value you're offering a lot of people. Find out a way to do that, okay? Find a way to offer people value through a lifestyle you're living, and then people just want to be around you because you're in their demographic, okay? So I don't know, maybe you're into like anime and that kind of cool shit. Now there's tons of nerd girls who are into, I think they call them weeboos, right? Like those girls who are into like K-pop, anime, and cosplay. Now, if you were an authority figure in that kind of, you know, scene, in that kind of fucking social environment, now people are going to want to be around you, right? Similarly, it could be anything, right? It could be fashion. It could be being a photographer, doing photo shoots with models. It could be, again, working in the nightlife. Seen it. It could be being a YouTuber, right? I'm hanging out with my friend Adrian G here in, we've been traveling Europe and stuff, and we're right now we're in Riga, Latvia, and he's actually hanging out with a girl right now, filming some content with her, right? You can actually play that fucking role and live that lifestyle any way you want. You can pick and design it yourself. Okay, so anyway, guys, that's the last one. Just develop a cool lifestyle, become a cool fucking guy, and then people actually want to be around you. Gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a little bit about how to lower the amount of rejections you receive in your life. Now, make sure you're subscribed to us at Let's Get Girls. Turn the bell notification on so you get notified with every single video, and leave a comment below letting us know why you think you're getting rejected right now, and I'll personally respond to every single comment in this video. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.